Okay, so confession number one. I've always been a fearful child. Always. My first memory of feeling that, like, it's like a twinge in my heart. My stomach is like I got butterflies. Like, I feel like I just want to hide. Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry. My first memory of that feeling is I was in kindergarten, fifth grade, and we had a project that we were doing. We had to invent something useful that, people could buy, I guess. And so I went to a magnet school. So I guess these are the types of things that we were learning back then at freaking 5 years old. So my parents obviously helped me. My mom helped me actually to come up with the project idea, and the whole invention was you for ice cream, like an ice cream cone. So you just like create a sort of border around the top of the cone so that when the ice cream melts it doesn't drip on your hands or anything like that. Like the piece of we created it out of styrofoam and foil, so the foil was the border on the ice cream cone. And so we folded it or whatever, however kind of way, so it'll just catch the drippings. So I had to explain that, all that, as a 5 year old in freaking kindergarten. And, you know, that was very scary. Like, I remember crying and I was just like, I refused to do it. Like, so my mom had to do it for me, do the whole presentation for me. It was just so terrifying. Just because, like, I don't know. I really don't know. I guess that's how I was born, just scared. I was so scared. So ever since then, it's like the thought of speaking in public was just the most terrifying thing in the world. Up until I was in seventh grade. I forget how old you are in seventh grade, but anyway, I was in seventh grade in middle school, and we had like a project that we had to do on an author, our favorite author. It was like a poster board project. So, you get a poster board from the store, you start putting things together about the author, whatever kind of facts and stuff, and then you present it to the class. So I did that, and it was kind of like, I don't know, a few people ahead of me, like before my turn came. It was, I can't even describe it, but for some reason, that feeling, that fear, that butterflies, it just all went away. It completely disappeared. I don't remember if I prayed first. I don't remember if I don't know what it was. I don't remember. I just remember that feeling just being gone. I know I was nervous like before, but then all of a sudden, whoosh, it was gone. So I was like, that's crazy. Because and then what went through my head at that time also was, I remember looking around the classroom, and I just remember, like, I don't know, the looks on people's the kids' faces. They were just like just looking like nobody really cared. Like, it wasn't like, I don't know. It was kind of like realizing that they don't actually care. Like, and then the people that were presenting, it was like they were stumbling and bumbling, or maybe their presentation wasn't the best, or whatever the case was, and nobody really cared. Like, it wasn't like a judgmental sort of look that they had on their faces. It was just like, okay, whatever. Like, so I was just like, oh, like, they don't actually care. Like, so why do I care so much? So I guess that was what it was, because that's what went through my head. Like, I remember looking at everybody and just looking at their faces, and I'm like, these are just regular kids. Like, nobody really cares. Like, why am I so worried? So when my turn came, I got up there and I presented my project, and I was just like, this, because I knew all about that author. Like, I just knew my stuff. She was my favorite, and I knew that I had a good presentation, I guess. So ever since then, I just stopped being scared of presenting. That was my biggest thing. My biggest fear was not my big, well, at the time of how old I was. That was my fear, like presenting. It was just so terrifying until that moment. And every single time I had to present something after that moment, I was like chilling. Like, I was like, this, I still wasn't a talkative person, but you can get me to talk about something that I knew about, and I know about my projects. So that was, I don't know how I just overcame that fear. Like, I really did conquer that. And it was just kind of like, a relief moment, to where it was like I felt relieved that I didn't value their opinion. I did not value their opinion like that, because at the end of the day, they're kids. Like, and that's how I looked at, even though I was a kid, I was just like, they're kids. Like, you're the same kid as me. Like, you don't know half the stuff you're talking about, and I know I'm gonna get an A. So why am I worried about what you think about what I'm saying? And I don't know. That's just how that's what happened. But anyway, I still get nervous going up in front of people, but it's not nearly the same. It's not nearly the same. And it's not that I don't value anyone's, I don't, though, because at the end of the day, okay, so me and my husband have a thing to where we watch, like, at the end of the day, when we put the kids down, everything, we have this tradition. Every night we take medicine, and then we watch a movie or a show, whatever we're watching at the time. So we watch something together, and then we go to sleep. Okay, so right now, well, we just finished it actually, but it's good. And I'm sad that there's only one more season, but we are watching The Sandman, or we just finished The Sandman. And one character in there, oh, excuse me, my throat is dry. Hold on. One character in there, his name is Johnny. He's also in Fargo. I'll put his picture up so you know who I'm talking about. But anyway, he had been lied to, like, all his life by his mom. And so his thing was, he's like a villain in the story. So his thing was, I'm gonna make everybody tell the truth or whatever. But one thing he was talking about with this lady, who I'm sure he found truthful until she kind of lied just because she was scared. But he was kind of like sharing with her that, he figured that he was trying to figure out how to have compassion towards people. And honestly, this was something that I related to, because when I stopped caring about what at that time, during the presentation part or whatever, I kind of stopped caring about what they thought. But it was only just about the presentation part, because that was my fear, right? But everything else, it was just like, I still pretty much cared because, I was doing the things that everybody was doing. So I wasn't really doing my own thing per se. So I still cared, It was just that when it was presenting, like in class for the grade, it was just like, okay, let me get through it, because obviously I want a good grade. But still, growing up, I am a kind person still. But then growing up and having all these experiences is kind of like, you get taken advantage of. So you're kind of like, F people, like, eventually. Like, that was just what happened to me. So I was just like, I want that compassion. Like, I see all these people having compassion for other people, and I'm just like, how? Because people are just so, they'll do you dirty so quick. And I'm just like, I don't want it to get taken advantage of. Like, I don't want any of that to happen. So how do I, like, really have genuine compassion for somebody? I know, like, I would read through the Bible and have these verses and stuff, but it was kind of like, well, okay, but how do I do that? Like, so hold on. So in the show, Johnny is like, oh, you know what? I figured out how to really have compassion for people, even though he kind of like hated people because people lie all the damn time, right? So he's like, how you do it is you don't take anything personal because people are selfish and they're just gonna be selfish, like, no matter what. And I'm just like, dang, like, because I heard like, okay, yeah, you know, don't take things personal, don't take anything personal, you know, try and take things personal, and then you'll be happier. But I'm like, how do you not take things personal when people are personally like calling you names or whatever the case is? Like, you know, it just, how do you, or if they're taking advantage of you, that's personal. You know, some people feel like that's very personal. So how do you like not take things personal? Well, he was just like, just realize or recognize or just remember basically that people are inherently selfish. And I'm like, damn, okay. Yeah, like, because I'm inherently selfish too. Like, you know, I'd be doing things, saying things, taking things personal all the time because I think it's all about me, or because I feel like they excluded me. Now I'm hurt about it, or whatever the case is. So even though that's kind of a little bit hard because maybe I got that trait, I don't know for sure, but my mom does that a lot. She takes things way personal, and I'm like, I don't want to go to that level to where I'm taking everything personal. Like, sheesh. But you know, it's kind of one of those things where, do I slip up and take things personal? Yeah. Yeah. But it's like, okay, I guess like that makes sense because people who I do see who are genuinely they have compassion, they want to help, they want to do this and that for other people, and they'll have the most like, what the fuck backgrounds. Like, if they tell you their story, it'll be like so shocking, and it's like, dang, and you're still out here like trying to make friends, trying to fall in love or whatever the case is. It's like, oh my gosh, like I would have been done. Like, how do you keep going? But it's like, I guess they're not taking it personal. So, but it's like, they seem happy still, regardless of whatever happened. So it's like, okay, I can do that. I can do that. Excuse me, and sorry. Wow, that's terrible. I can do that. I can sit here and be like, you know what? I'm not going to take this personal, because at the end of the day, I'm selfish just like they are. I am. Even though I love my family and everything, I still have selfish ways, selfish moments. Like, so I can't take it personal. I just can't. I can't. Because if I do, then I'm going to think everything is an attack. It's just going to be insane. And I really don't want to live that way. I really don't. And to be honest, like, I just got done taking some shit personal, and it caused an argument for real. It really did, because I was like, I felt like I felt excluded. Okay, I felt excluded, and so instead of like just being like, oh well, because this person's opinion doesn't matter because they are just a human, right? Why would I take that personal? Why would I care? I shouldn't, but I did, because I felt like they're family, but family they're human too. Like, they're selfish too. Like, just because they're family, don't put them on a pedestal like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not putting you on a pedestal. They are their own. They look out for themselves. So, still, don't take it personal. And I took it personal, and it caused an issue for like a few days, just because it's hard for me to let things go. I don't carry things on for years. It does take me a day or two to get over it, though. It does. It does. So, yeah. In real life, working on it together, right? But you know what? I feel better today. And me and that person is not arguing. Okay? And everything is fine. So, whoop whoop. Came out with a win. So, excuse me. If you feel like you are taking things personal, maybe you don't know that you're taking them personal, and you feel like everybody's attacking you, or maybe just this person's judging you, or this person, should act in a certain way because that's how you feel like that's because you feel like that would be the best way to, I don't know, handle A, B, and C. Just remember, don't take it personal. Do not take it personal. Whatever this person is doing, whatever that person has already done, don't take it personal, because at the end of the day, they're not thinking about you, and that's okay, because you weren't thinking about them until they probably called, or until they popped up on your whatever on your screen, or whatever the case is. Like, don't take it personal, okay? If somebody disappears for years and they don't contact you, and then all of a sudden they come out and contact you, don't take it personal that they were gone and that they didn't contact you when they were gone. You don't know what's going on with them. They just, I don't know, whatever happened. It is what it is. Like, everybody's grown. Like, don't take it personal, because at the end of the day, years later, they still thought about contacting you. So obviously you were important enough to them for you to still be on their mind years later. So, hey, a win is a win. Like, that's what I'm on. A win is a win. Like, I remember that happened. I won't say that, but anyway, a win is a win. You know what I mean? Don't take it personal, okay? Overcome that fear of, hey, this person is talking about me, this person is doing this to me, this person is doing that to me, this person might think this about me. Don't take it personal, because we don't care what they think. We don't care. I didn't care in 7th grade, and I still don't care now. Okay? Do not take it personal at all. Okay? And I'm still working on that too, because like I said, this happened just yesterday. So here we are together, not taking things personal, right? Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's all I got. Bye. See you tomorrow.